Welcome back to Pin Drop Perspectives. This week, our 12th episode explores Autumn Frost, a short story from the book The Prophecy of Nightmares by author Thomas Muller. Without further ado, here's our hosts, Mark and Jen.
All right, so today we're going to be taking a deep dive into Autumn Frost.
Oh, okay.
And we've got excerpts from this short story.
Yeah.
It's really a tale that's going to stick with you for a while after you finish it, I think. We're introduced to Tina and Matt, and they're these two young gristers, and they decide to target this elderly woman named Caroline Whitmore.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sounds straightforward enough.
It does, but trust me, things are definitely not as they seem.
I see.
Yeah. So what I think is so captivating about this story is how it kind of, like, you think it's going to be one thing, and then it completely changes on you.
Yeah, I think what's really interesting about this story is how it subverts expectations.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of get lulled into this false sense of security, and then the author throws this curveball that just reframes everything you thought you knew.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we have Tina and Matt, right?
Right.
They're running this sort of shady charity scam, and their target is Caroline, who lives in this really creepy, dilapidated house. It's almost like the house itself is a character, wouldn't you say?
It definitely functions as more than just a backdrop. I mean, the way the house is described, all this clutter, the claustrophobia, and all the junk everywhere, it really mirrors Caroline's character in a way. There's this feeling that there's a lot going on beneath the surface. Like, there's all this stuff hidden away.
Yeah. And when she talks about death being held at bay,
Right.
it's almost like the house itself is holding secrets too. You know, like it's keeping something dark at bay.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
And then there's Caroline herself. I mean, at first you think she's this frail blind woman. Like she's an easy target for Tina and Matt's scheme.
Yeah, you're led to believe that.
But then there are all these little hints, these weird comments she makes that make you think maybe she's not as helpless as she seems.
Yeah, those cryptic remarks are really unsettling.
Yeah. What do you think about them?
I mean, they almost feel like threats.
Yeah.
You know, just disguised as these casual observations. And the fact that she seems to know exactly what Tina and Matt are up to,
Right.
even though she's supposed to be blind,
Right.
it just adds to the creepiness.
Totally. It makes you wonder if she's really as blind as she lets on.
Yeah, like maybe she sees more than we realize at first.
Exactly. It's like she's playing a role, letting them underestimate her. And that feeling of unease gets even worse when Tina starts exploring the house on her own.
Right.
There's this like real tension.
Yeah.
Like the walls are closing
So
in.
it's like that, yeah. The author uses these really specific sensory details to create this atmosphere of dread.
Yeah.
The darkness, the musty smell, the sound of Caroline's voice. It's like you're trapped in there with Tina.
Yeah, you're right. And then just when you think you've got a handle on what's going on, everything changes.
Oh, yeah?
Tina finds this hidden drawer full of valuable jewelry.
Right.
It's like the story suddenly shifts gears.
Yeah.
It adds this whole new mystery element.
Definitely. The discovery of the jewelry definitely adds complexity to the story.
Right.
It forces you to rethink everything you thought you knew about who's really in control here. Is Caroline really just a vulnerable old woman? Or is she manipulating Tina and Matt for her own reasons?
Right.
I mean, the fact that she has all this hidden wealth makes it clear that there's something else going on.
It really does.
Yeah.
And as we get further into Autumn Frost, that feeling of uncertainty just keeps growing.
Right.
The more we find out, the less we seem to understand about Caroline.
Yeah.
And what she's all about. So stay with us.
Okay.
As we unpack the shocking climax of this story.
Okay.
And explore what that chilling ending really means.
All right.
If you're interested in reading Autumn Frost, you can purchase your paperback copy of the book, The Prophecy of Nightmares, which contains a number of short stories, Autumn Frost amongst them, on Amazon. The book is also free to read through Kindle Unlimited. All right, Mark, I'll turn it back to you.
You know, it's interesting how Autumn Frost kind of plays with our ideas about age and vulnerability.
Yeah.
Like we see Tina and Matt, they're young and capable, so we automatically think they have the power.
Right.
But then you have Caroline, with her age and her blindness, and she really challenges those assumptions in a way that's kind of unsettling.
It is. It's a really clever twist on that classic horror movie trope.
Yeah.
You know, instead of the monster being some creepy creature hiding in the dark,
Right.
it's this seemingly harmless old lady who's actually the source of the real terror. The author Thomas Muller.
Yeah.
He really turns things upside down.
He does.
Yeah.
And speaking of vulnerability, I was really struck by Tina's, moral struggle throughout the story. She's obviously uncomfortable with the whole scam thing.
Right.
Especially when it comes to targeting someone like Caroline.
Yeah, her internal conflict adds a whole other layer to the story. Like, her unease goes beyond just worrying about getting caught.
Right.
It's about whether what they're doing is even right.
Yeah.
You can really sense her wrestling with her conscience.
Yeah.
Questioning everything.
It makes her a much more complex and relatable character.
Definitely. And it makes you think, what would she have done if Matt hadn't been so into the whole thing?
Right.
Would she have actually gone through with it?
Yeah, it's like her hesitation is almost foreshadowing. You know, like it's highlighting this potential for darkness that's lurking beneath the surface of their scam.
Absolutely. And then you've got Matt, who's the complete opposite of Tina.
Yeah.
He's so focused on the potential reward, so blinded by greed, that he just completely ignores all the warning signs.
Yeah, he's like the part of us that wants to believe in easy solutions.
Yeah.
You know, in quick fixes, even if it means ignoring what's right and wrong.
Right. He's so fixated on finding the mother lode, as he calls it, that he's blind to the danger that's right there in front of him.
Yeah, he underestimates Caroline just like we do as readers.
Exactly.
But for him, it has way more serious consequences.
Yeah. His single-mindedness makes him an easy target for manipulation. It really makes you wonder if his greed is what ultimately leads to their downfall. Like, he's so focused on what he wants to see that he misses what's actually there.
Totally. And then there's that scene where Tina finds the jewelry hidden in the armoire.
Oh, yeah.
Such a pivotal moment in this story, don't you think?
Absolutely. It's a turning point for the plot,
Right.
but also for Tina's character.
Yeah.
On the one hand, she's tempted by all that wealth. Like, now she could have security. But on the other hand, she's disgusted by how she'd be getting it.
Right.
This conflict really highlights how complex she is as a character.
Yeah.
And it adds this whole other level of tension to the story. And then you have to wonder about Caroline's wealth. Where did it all come from?
Yeah.
Is it just inheritance, or is there something darker going on?
It's true. The story doesn't give us any easy answers.
Nope.
It just leaves us with this unsettling feeling.
Right.
That there's way more to Caroline than we initially thought. And then there's that ending, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's a real shocker. We see Caroline, and she's not this frail blind woman anymore.
Nope.
She's like this youthful, vibrant figure walking through the frost.
Wonder.
It's like she shed a skin.
It really is. It's a total reversal.
Yeah, and we're left wondering, who is this woman?
Right.
And what happened to Tina and Matt?
Yeah, it really makes you question how we see age.
Right.
You know, we're so used to thinking of age as a weakness and youth as being strong and vital.
Right.
But Autumn Frost completely flips that on its head.
It does.
Caroline's age becomes this source of power, a disguise that hides this really unsettling truth.
And then she says that line to Howard, her neighbor.
Oh, yeah.
The secret to staying young, Howard, is to surround yourself with young people.
Chilling.
It's so creepy, right?
And it's like she's revealing some dark secret.
What do you think she means by that?
It's tough to say, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, on the surface, it could just be about the benefits of having relationships with people from different generations. But knowing what we know about Caroline, it takes on a much more sinister meaning.
Yeah.
Like, is she implying that she gets her energy or her youthfulness from the young people around her?
It's a terrifying thought.
It really is.
Yeah.
And then you've got those 2 new boxes in her room.
Right.
Like, what do they represent?
Yeah, what was her secret to staying young?
It feels like the author wants us to imagine the worst.
He does. I think that's what makes Autumn Frost so effective. It doesn't spell everything out for us.
Right.
It leaves us with all these unsettling questions.
Yeah. About what happened to Tina and Matt.
And about Caroline's transformation.
Exactly. We're left to grapple with this idea that maybe Caroline's youth comes at a terrible price.
But maybe the house itself, with all its darkness,
Right.
is somehow involved in her transformation.
Yeah, and don't forget about the symbolism of the season. Autumn with the leaves falling, the light fading.
Yeah.
It's usually associated with death and decay.
Right.
But for Caroline, it's a time of rebirth. It makes you wonder if her transformation is natural or something much darker.
Like something she planned all along.
Exactly. Autumn Frost works on so many levels. It's a chilling story with suspense and deception, but it also digs into these deeper themes about age and vulnerability.
And our desire to live forever.
Exactly. It challenges our assumptions about power and makes us question how far we'd go to cheat death.
It's safe to say this is a story that'll stick with us.
Oh, definitely.
It makes you think about what's hidden beneath the surface.
And maybe it reminds us that the scariest monsters aren't the ones we imagine in the shadows, but the ones inside us.
Hiding in plain sight.
Just waiting for the right moment to come out.
Well, that was Autumn Frost. A story that'll definitely leave you thinking.
For sure.
Join us next time for another deep dive into a new story.
See you then.
Hope you enjoyed this episode of Pin Drop Perspectives. On next week's podcast, Mark and Jen take a deep dive into the mysterious and violent underworld in a multi-series of shorts. All right, you know the drill. Until next time, keep your perspectives open. Artificial intelligence was used to assist in generating audio content for this episode.